Secret relationships involving younger women and older married men often seem enticing on the surface. The older man provides financial stability and an air of sophistication, while the younger woman revels in the attention, feeling like a queen in her newfound kingdom. However, these relationships are built on shaky foundations, often riddled with deceit, selfishness, and illusions. For Black women who find themselves in these situations, the outcome is rarely the fairy tale they imagine. This discussion aims to break down the dynamics of these relationships, the pitfalls awaiting those who engage in them, and the harsh lessons reality often delivers. Many young women in these situations develop a misplaced sense of pride and confidence. They see themselves as irreplaceable in the eyes of the older man, believing his affection is genuine and permanent. However, this confidence is often a facade, fueled by material comforts and the illusion of being chosen. The truth is, these men are typically using their younger partners for ego boosts and personal satisfaction, not for lasting, meaningful relationships. Older, married men who pursue younger women often exhibit narcissistic tendencies. Their actions are less about love and more about control. They enjoy the thrill of having someone younger, believing it validates their masculinity and desirability. Yet, as these men age, insecurities creep in. They begin to resent their younger partner's vitality and may become controlling, paranoid, and emotionally volatile. This creates a toxic cycle that leaves the younger woman vulnerable and disillusioned. These relationships are rarely as glamorous or secure as they appear. Here are 5 scenarios where the younger woman's reality can come crashing down. 1. Financial ruin after death. If the older man passes away, the younger woman may find herself with no legal claim to his assets, especially if he was married or estranged from his family. 2. Isolation and emotional manipulation. Many older men isolate their younger partners from friends and family, leaving them emotionally and socially vulnerable when the relationship ends. 3. Lack of independence. Without developing her own career or identity, the younger woman becomes wholly dependent on the older man, a dangerous position if he decides to leave or is unable to provide. 4. Public scandal and backlash. Secret relationships often come to light in the most humiliating ways, leaving the younger woman to face public judgment and shame. 5. Emotional breakdown. When the relationship ends, the younger woman may struggle to recover emotionally, having built her entire self-worth around the older man's validation. To the younger women who knowingly engage in these relationships, it's time to reflect on the long-term consequences. Your beauty and youth are valuable, but they are not tools for manipulation or shortcuts to a better life. A relationship built on deception, selfishness, and fleeting desires will never bring the true happiness or stability. Invest in yourself, build a career, and seek a partner who respects and values you as an equal. True love requires mutual respect, growth, and a solid spiritual foundation. Relationships that thrive are those where both partners uplift each other, contributing equally to the union. Women who aim to manipulate or take shortcuts often end up disillusioned and empty-handed. It's far better to work toward a meaningful partnership with someone who shares your values, goals, and vision for the future. As we bring this discussion to a close, it's important to acknowledge the complexity of relationships between younger women and older married men. These dynamics often operate under a veneer of glamour and allure, but are fundamentally rooted in deception and imbalance. The younger woman, though often portrayed as a seductress, is frequently a victim of manipulation and false promises. Meanwhile, the older man, driven by narcissistic tendencies, uses the relationship as a means to bolster his ego and escape the responsibilities of his existing commitments. The harsh reality is that these relationships rarely offer the long-term stability or fulfillment either party seeks. For younger women who find themselves in such situations, the message is clear. The temporary benefits of these relationships often come at the expense of long-term security and emotional well-being. Relying solely on a man's wealth or promises leaves one vulnerable to the whims of circumstances beyond control. Building a life on someone else's foundation, especially one that was already constructed with deceit, inevitably leads to cracks and instability. True empowerment comes from cultivating independence, personal growth, and a sense of self-worth that isn't tied to external validation. Older men, too, must take accountability for the damage these relationships cause. Pursuing younger women as trophies or sources of personal validation ultimately harms everyone involved, including themselves. Such actions deepen existing fractures in their relationships, tarnish their legacies, and perpetuate cycles of mistrust and dysfunction within the community. It's a stark reminder that choices made from selfishness or insecurity seldom yield positive outcomes. From a broader perspective, this issue underscores the need for moral and spiritual integrity in relationships. Relationships built on mutual respect, honesty, and shared values have the greatest potential to withstand the trials of life. By contrast, unions based on lies, selfish desires, and surface-level attractions are bound to falter. In a community already facing systemic challenges, prioritizing healthy and stable relationships is essential for fostering unity and resilience. Ultimately, this discussion serves as a call to action for all involved, those engaging in these relationships, those affected by them, and those observing from the sidelines. We must strive to create a culture that values genuine connection over fleeting gratification, encourages independence over dependence, and promotes self-awareness over selfishness. By addressing the root causes of these toxic dynamics and fostering dialogue around their consequences, we can help prevent future heartbreaks and build stronger, healthier communities. I hope you enjoyed this particular discussion. This is Lancescurv of Lancescurv.com. Please leave your comments in the comments section below. I would like to hear from you. Lancescurv out. Much love to you all. Peace.
Lancescurv.com. Bold, raw, and uncut.